It was the evening of August 20th, 1911. The Louvre Museum in Paris was about to close. Just then, a short man with a mustache entered the museum. As closing time approached, all visitors left the museum, but this man hid himself in a corner, unnoticed. He spent the entire night hidden in that one corner. As morning broke, he very cleverly made his way to the area of the museum, where several famous paintings were hung. Looking around and seeing no one, he took down a painting from the wall, wrapped it in a white cloth, and disappeared into the city's crowd. That man had just committed the biggest art heist of the century. The painting he stole was the Mona Lisa, nearly 400 years old at the time, and a major attraction at the Louvre for over a century. Although the Mona Lisa was valuable and special, it wasn't as famous in those 400 years as it became just 2 days after the theft. It became so globally renowned that even people with no interest in art knew its name. But who was that short man with a mustache who vanished with the world's most famous painting from one of the most secure museums in France? And more importantly, what is so special about this painting that it once hung in Napoleon's bedroom and drove an artist so mad with its mysterious smile that he took his own life by jumping off a hotel roof? To understand the story of the Mona Lisa, we need to go back about 500 years to the 16th century, when the painting was created. The artist behind it was Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian genius known for being a writer, painter, inventor, architect, sculptor, engineer, mathematician, astronomer, zoologist, and an expert in over a dozen professions. His work was driven by curiosity and a hunger for perfection. Leonardo was an experimental thinker who brought a unique perspective to both art and science. After creating masterpieces like Lady with an Ermine, The Last Supper, and Virgin of the Rocks, he began working on a new painting in 1503. He was commissioned by an Italian silk merchant named Francesco del Giocondo, who wanted a portrait of his wife, Lisa del Giocondo. Leonardo started the painting in October 1503 and named it Mona Lisa, derived from the Italian word Mona, meaning Madam or My Lady. Leonardo poured himself into the painting for 4 years, crafting every detail meticulously. Yet, he never considered it finished. Dissatisfied with the result, he left the painting incomplete. In 1516, when the King of France invited Leonardo to France, he took the unfinished painting with him. He resumed work there, but in 1517 he suffered a stroke in his right hand and passed away in 1519. Thus, the Mona Lisa remained incomplete. Despite that, the painting was so captivating that the King of France added it to his royal collection. For about 250 years, the Mona Lisa adorned the walls of French palaces. After the French Revolution, Napoleon Bonaparte came to power and was so taken by the painting that he kept it in his bedroom for 4 years. In 1704, the painting was moved to the Louvre Museum, the largest museum in the world. Even though the painting was now publicly accessible, for decades only artists and art lovers paid any attention to it. Some critics didn't like it, while others were mesmerized, admiring it endlessly. Despite being incomplete, people saw perfection in it. Leonardo used over 30 layers of paint, some thinner than a human hair. Though the painting looks large, it's actually just 30 by 21 inches and weighs 8 kilograms, painted not on canvas or paper, but on a poplar wood panel using oil paints. What truly sets it apart is Mona Lisa's mysterious smile. At first glance, she seems to smile gently, but the longer you look, the more that smile fades. A French artist named Luc Maspero was so obsessed with that enigmatic smile that he ended his life by jumping from a hotel roof in 1852. leaving a note blaming Mona Lisa's smile for his suicide. More than a century passed with Mona Lisa hanging in the Louvre, largely unknown to the general public. But all that changed in 1911, thanks to a man named Vincenzo Peruggia. Peruggia had pulled off one of the most sensational heists in the history of art. And yet for over 2 years, no one had any idea where the world's most famous painting had gone. All this while, the painting lay just 2 miles away from the Louvre, hidden in a wooden trunk beneath a false bottom in Peruggia's small apartment. Though the police had raided Peruggia's home twice during their investigation, they found nothing. His clever hiding spot fooled even the sharpest detectives. Ironically, his fingerprints were already in the police records due to a previous criminal record. But only the prints of his right hand were on file, whereas the fingerprint found on the Mona Lisa's frame was from his left hand. This crucial detail led the investigation astray. Years passed, and the trail seemed to have gone cold, until something unexpected happened. In 1913, Peruggia, confident that the chaos had settled, tried to sell the painting. He contacted an Italian art dealer named Alfredo Geri and offered to return the painting to its rightful home, Italy. Geri agreed to meet him in Florence, claiming he was interested in purchasing the artwork. Peruggia arrived with the Mona Lisa in a wooden trunk and proudly presented it. However, Geri grew suspicious. He took the painting to the director of the Uffizi Gallery, who confirmed its authenticity. Realizing the significance of the moment, they immediately informed the police. Peruggia was arrested shortly after. When questioned, he claimed he had no intention to sell the Mona Lisa for profit. According to him, his motive was purely patriotic. He believed the artwork rightfully belonged in Italy, since it was created by an Italian artist, Leonardo da Vinci, and depicted an Italian woman. His reasoning struck a chord with many Italians, and surprisingly, instead of harsh punishment, he was treated almost like a national hero. At his trial, the judge took a lenient view of his actions. Peruggia was sentenced to just 1 year and 15 days in prison, but served only 7 months. The Mona Lisa, meanwhile, made a triumphant return to France. It was first exhibited all across Italy, in Florence, Rome, and Milan, before being sent back to the Louvre, where it was received with grand celebrations and immense media attention. Ironically, the theft was what turned the Mona Lisa into the world-famous painting we know today. Before 1911, it was appreciated mainly by artists and art lovers. But after the heist and the worldwide media frenzy that followed, the Mona Lisa became a global icon, its mysterious smile and elusive charm capturing the fascination of millions. What began as an act of art theft ended up immortalizing the painting forever. Today, people from around the world visit the Louvre just to catch a glimpse of Mona Lisa's enigmatic expression, making her perhaps the most recognized and visited artwork on the planet.